grind the map to a halt at any point. I mean, clutch is a really good way to kind of kick things back in gear. Ah, that was awful. I'm sorry. I'm not that sorry. All right, but
Question,
Jeremy,
was that intentional or?
You know, even I don't know anymore.
Yeah, just
there's no id here. All right, so we've got lavak and Jeremy loaded in here on Blood Run. We do have Nyx, but don't worry, it's not Dewey. We do have a Ranger, Galena, and Clutch for lavak. I do like that quite a bit. And we've got Visor, Ranger, and Nyx for Jeremy. Nicely done. All
so yeah,
right.
it definitely looks like Jeremy's staying with Nyx as a starter.
Round 1.
Not a bad way to kind of feel out your opponent. It's a good get out of fight free card. We're gonna have to see how consistently he can pull that off. All right, let's get things rolling here as they get picked up with weapons and items. Not a whole lot of action just yet, but looking over for this, well, not even next Mega, they're just there, as it's going to be lavak looking for a rocket launcher and almost getting a rail from Jeremy for his trouble. And so I do like these initial quiet plays out of Blood Run. It is the way that it can go very often, no matter which version of Quake you're playing, as the spawns usually favor, you know, each player getting a split of the items, and depending on the game, there might be a bit of a play for rocket launcher like we almost saw there. But if it doesn't go that way, it's a little bit of a waiting game for the next items and seeing if you can lay down a good trap there.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm wondering who wins that first major engagement to get firm control, you know, separate the Mega and heavy armor a little bit.
All right, so Jeremy backing up to the small armor, keeping himself just barely alive here, but having to kind of plus back out a lot of these fights. I mean, lavak isn't really finding a way to collapse on him just yet. And Jeremy coming up very slowly up these stairs might have an opportunity for a rocket or a rail if he looks up. I mean, lavak kind of slipped out from between his fingers there, but it's still 5 seconds to armor. And he's going to be leaving it up in favor of a fight here. And he's going to get it. There's the aggressive Nyx play. The damage is good. He's not going to finish it, especially as lavak is going up for the Dior play.
Oh.
But overall, I think that worked out well for Jeremy because he got Mega and he can still get this armor.
Yeah, he could have. That was a frag. He should have had it. Honestly, that was the whole point of that engagement, isn't to let your opponent get away with 10 health and restack.
Yeah,
you know,
no kidding.
Your job is to get the frag there. He really had him. Maybe he can get the finish here.
Especially since it costs you the Ghost Walk for that entire cooldown period. So Jeremy's going to have to back out of this fight. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he was machine gun, lightning, anything. It's anything could have touched him, and he would. I mean, a gust of wind might have killed him at that point. Oh, mean prediction rocket.
Oof. A rail like that is a bit of an overextension from Jeremy, but so far so good for him. As long as he doesn't get railed here, he's making sure to use that wall jump to stay up high and dry. Getting a little bit of armor will save him from the rail. But at this point, lavak has got to know that he's up there.
Yeah, lavak's in good shape right now.
Jeremy's backing out.
It's kind of amazing how, you know, he used the Ghost Walk, he got that great play off, and, you know, he didn't get the frag, and now all of a sudden it just seems like, you know, lavak recovered, and now lavak's in control.
Yeah.
And those missed opportunities can really come back to haunt you.
Going full Ghost Walk there, using it pretty defensively. He had just the one offensive Ghost Walk so far, and like you said, it didn't quite go his way. So there's the pickup. It's going to keep him off of Death's Doorstep from the rail, but lavak knows he's there. Oh, he still manages to eat a rail there. I mean, he could have actually gotten pretty aggressive around the corner of the catwalk, but he still catches him down here by the armor. Ooh, committing to that would have been rather dangerous, but he still manages to get through the teleporter there as Jeremy is just desperately trying to get out of this fight, but it's not a fight that lavak is going to let him get out of.
Yeah, good aggression by lavak. He completely had Jeremy on the ropes there.
Alright, so it's going to be Ranger on Ranger play here, which means that Mega's always going to be a little bit messy.
1 minute warning.
Sees him, doesn't quite get the connection on the rail, but he knows he's up there. He can take a Dire Orb for the armor and throw down a rocket. Gets a little bit of spam off of him. Not too much, just 29 damage. Not bad. He's not looking for the rail on either the teleporter or the rocket launcher, though, so he's going to lose track of where Jeremy is for a moment.
Oh, he's got him now.
So there's the pickup and no real response there from Jeremy. He says, all right, I know you're up there. I dare you to do anything about it. All right, but lavak is actually going a little bit hidey here just to see if he can trap him at the armor. But he might not need it since he's leaving up literally everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, he left up that heavy armor. That's a bit of a... I'm not sure. I know he's trying to set a trap, but, I mean, really did just leave that heavy armor hanging.
There isn't a lot of incentive for Jeremy to come his way. All right, so lavak's still top of the map. He got a decent rocket off against Jeremy, but that's going to be time elapsing there with round one going over to lavak.
Prepare to fight. Round begins in 3.
All right, and as we roll into the next one, we're going to have to see if we see a change up in the
two,
starting lineup.
fight.
Nope, still going to be Jeremy on the Knicks. Oh, he needs to be careful about when he walks away from that. I mean, lavak didn't really have any weapons to force that fight. lavak banking on that as he's going up top map to get not a whole lot, actually. He doesn't have rockets, he doesn't have rail. He's got LG and nails, and we've seen a lot of really good nail play so far today, but I'm wondering if lavak is going to be one of those to deliver it to us. He can hear a rail somewhere. There's something fishy going on here, yeah. He's actually just dropping down and going for a hard avoidance. He doesn't have a rocket launcher, so he's not feeling capable of attacking here, but that does mean he's been able to route around Jeremy and get a completely free grab of Mega. No damage taken, not even any overlook.
Yeah, mistake. That's definitely a mistake by Jeremy in terms of just not recognizing and taking good, route choices and being in position for that next major spawn. He has to go swap to get out of there.
It's kind of fascinating as you see
rocket.
people just go for just standing still when their opponent, Nix is out. Sorry, if he wants to fight me, I'm not going to run away. If he doesn't want to fight me, then he's going to leave me alone. Yeah, that didn't quite work out. Yeah, getting it through the grate there is a little bit of a trick. Nice.
Ooh.
Rocket pop up to the rail. Not bad, not bad. Especially when you're playing up against the Knicks, certainly worthwhile. And he's got the second one as well, but he dropped down. But is that really incentive for Jeremy to stick around for that fight? It was like, I just got railed, my opponent dropped, time for me to dive down the staircase. Not
Yeah,
so
lavak's putting some good pressure on him right now. He's running around really well. He's running some of these items. Like we mentioned earlier, Jeremy kind of made some missed times here and there, but he needs to try to get an opportunity here and make the most of something. He gets some damage out here and there. Even, actually I should go back to that Knicks play he made in the shotgun area. Having rocket out in high ground is good, but when they're on stairs and you're kind of like shooting directly at them while they're on the stairs because it has a down slope, it's really difficult. Like,
incredibly difficult.
You don't want to be there.
That's one thing that's been true over the years, for sure.
You're basically, you have to hit him direct.
Right, so damage is going to be traded off there a little bit, but Jeremy is definitely on dire straits here as his visor is only at 50 health. He's waiting by the Mega. No, he's waiting by LG, actually, looking to see if it's a good idea to go get that Mega. But lavak's rockets and or Dire Orb could either shut him off or kill him out completely. But Jeremy has been taking a few notes from a certain someone and is able to duck out of that fight. I mean, he's still super low here. He's finally able to get a 25.
Yeah, he's got to keep himself in the match. He's only down one. He's got a couple minutes. Just needs to rebuild that stack, and he's got one. If he
There's the damage from the Dire Orb, and that'll close off his visor. It's down to only Ranger here.
Now it's not. Yeah, not looking good for him now. Oh, big rocket.
Oof, and a really good weapon change over to the machine gun to finish him off. Really well done there. Oh, and he finds a clutch right off the spawn. Is that something he wants to do? He's got the gauntlet out,
No.
And that'll give him the round. Nice little piece of pummel there.
running out of clutch with the shield, probably not the best idea there. He got pummeled with the clutch, a little highlight finish.
1 round 3.
All right. As we come back in, we'll actually switch over to Jeremy here. See what he's working with. We do have lavak with rockets and rails at this point. Not even that for Jeremy just yet. So it's going to take him a little bit of time to get the weapons that he needs, and if lavak is looking at that, if he's, you know, taking a look at rockets, taking a look at rails, he can really punish him once he starts to make these moves. But instead, we have lavak moving back up towards top armor. Nice little bit of damage. A direct rocket, in fact. There might be some damage coming from his rockets up here, but he doesn't take any hits. Jeremy is not really willing to go through that teleporter just yet. Decent damage, but he's got to back out of here. He can make the escape, but is he going to be able to make the move out of this room? Now that lavak knows he's back there, it's not going to be easy. Jeremy's going quiet here. Wants to ghost walk into a grab of armor. He's really early, but he ends up not getting punished for that. Getting a rail, make that 2 rails instead. We have lavak getting the grab for the armor, but the damage coming out of Jeremy is insane. What? Okay.
Yeah, that's poor weapon selection by lavak. He, you know, he jumped down at him when he had a rocket launcher, and you know that's more of a finishing weapon, especially at close range against a rocket launcher. You know, he really jumped into Jeremy's rockets there, and he paid for it. I mean, it's where weapon selection's, you know, really critical.
Absolutely. So now waiting for that shield to expire. Nope, not going to wait for it. Just going to go for the armor, go for the grab, and expect to find him out of the teleporter with a little bit of damage. Of course, it's a little bit harder to spam down that corridor than it has been before. So Jeremy's going to need to find another route. He's still behind you. He's still there, but his rockets are so decisive. I mean, you have a clutch down to 50 HP. He can actually rocket jump and still have more health. All right, but that's not going to last long as, yeah, Clutch is going to be taking just about everything he can. Yeah, you're not going to get your own gauntlet there. Decent bit of LG, but as Clutch moves forward, yeah, defensive Ghost Walk is going to be useful. Trying to bait him into a telefrag maybe, but he still had the LG out. So he's going to be kind of noisy there. Nice work from lavak. That'll tie it back up one-on-one.
Yeah, good read. Had him coming up a jump pad with the lightning gun. Just light him up when they do that.
And this Clutch is going to be, as always, incredibly difficult to take down. There's the play for Mega, and it's a ranger that shows up with a very close range. Dire Orb just trying to go for that Hail Mary telefrag. Not going to happen.
Yeah, you got to be careful. These rocket engagements against the Clutch. He's a beast.
Yep.
He's a handful.
All right, so it's down to just
and the shield.
Oh, beautiful pop and lock coming
rocket.
out of lavak. He might not be able to turn this into a frag, but the damage is dealt. And if he can find him in the room here, if he can find him exiting the room, he might be able to dash right into a finisher.
Really aggressive there by lavak. He's, should have been maybe a little more careful there because the Mega's up.
It was less the aggression, I think, and more just the sound he was making coming up the stairs. I mean, it was a really clear signal for Jeremy to go, nah, I'm not going out there.
The big thing with Clutch is that shield is not on a very long cooldown. So
no.
You use it, and if you pick up some hourglasses, you know, it's up again before your opponent really is ready. And any engagement close range, you come around the corner, popping the shield, and being in their face with the rocket launcher is deadly.
And as confident as he's feeling here, I'm sure that he's somewhat comfortable. Oh, just going plus forward with the shield, with the rockets, taking all of that LG, and being able to snack on a mega health on his way back over to armor. That last rocket could have, well, maybe done something there, but his rockets just aren't connecting. He's got the right idea here, but the execution on those jumps just isn't there. And the damage, oh, there's a nice rail off of the armor at least. That'll keep Jeremy on his back
heels. Rocket jump malfunction.
Gotta RMA those jumps for sure. But, I mean, be that as it may, 30 seconds left, and unless Jeremy does something magical here, it's not going to work out for him. Yep. Whoa! All right. There's the jump, and there's the rocket. But that'll tie it back up here. With 20 seconds left to go, it's a Galena versus a Visor. A very weak Visor. So if Galena shows up here for the fight, this could be a quick one. He's chasing up the jump pad at the very least, but by that point, Visor's going to be out of there. Coming back in for the armor. That's a 10 damage rocket. Is it really worth showing up with only 25 health? No, it's not. And just at the last moment, 2 seconds before it, it's going to be lavak taking the round and taking the map. So GG's called out there.
Yeah, well played. Yeah, he was putting pressure on Jeremy pretty much the entire map.
Yeah.
He looked like he was firmly in control pretty much for most of it. Jeremy had some nice plays here and there, but could never really capitalize on any momentum that he got going. Even when he, like earlier when we saw he made that nice ghost walk and he couldn't get the frag, and opportunities, you know, later when he did have control, he'd miss an item here, and you know, Lava could capitalize. He'd make sure he was there. He'd snake that item, you know, and put some damage on him and just totally turn things around. So,
and it
Jeremy
didn't really
has
look
some work
like
to do.
he was responding well to the fact that there was somebody like Clutch on the map. Like, you know, it definitely requires a different playstyle. It requires some different aggression on a lot of the items, and that adjustment really wasn't there. So it used up a lot more time than maybe it could have, but we're going to have to see what the next map is.
Yeah, I want to see what he picks and how he adjusts. So he did seem a little disorientated dealing with the clutch. Not recognizing, I guess, but maybe just not being used to playing against it too much, or somebody who's really quality with the clutch, where you know, that big stack he can build up is a huge factor. So even though you think you're putting damage on him, it's easy to get tunnel vision, and, you know, and be like,
Just
oh,
how much
I'm
damage
really
can he
lighting
take?
this guy up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you think, I'm lighting him up. I'm gonna get the kill, not realizing you're taking damage too, and you have like half the guy's stack. So just gotta keep that in mind, and then plus the shield and now his mobility. I mean, he can really get around, and the shield can cause problems. It's only a 20-second cooldown, so
Right.
if you figure, you know, hourglasses on top of that, it's up quite a bit.
Absolutely, and I've had mirror matches where it's, you know, my Sorlag versus another guy's Sorlag, and he'll be LGing me as Sorlag and complaining about how much health Sorlag has. So it's like, wow, this is so different from like a Nyx play or an Anarchy play. And yeah, it is different, and I'm really glad it is. I would really be almost dismayed if, you know, these champ choices actually didn't matter as much as they do. That's the game, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely. That's why one of the things I find interesting is the champion abilities and all their passives certainly have a play, but in the end, underneath all that, there's still that fundamental Quake feel to it. So it's kind of like a little hybrid of things, and I'm having a lot of fun with the game. I can, from my personal experience, I enjoy playing the game. So.
Absolutely. So it looks like we're going to be going into Corrupted Keep here for map number 2. And this is where, if Jeremy doesn't find a way to react to some of these really aggressive plays, lavak could indeed be a problem. Then again, on the flip side, I mean, lavak actually had more opportunities than I think he realized. You're going to have to see if he can capitalize there, like you said.
Yeah, I'm expecting. I'd be surprised if, looking how his clutch play was pretty solid on Blood Run, I'd be surprised if he doesn't bust him out again here on Corrupted Keep. Yeah, Scale Bear is also a very solid pick here.
Yeah. Galena, very tiny map. And there's the next play, and there's the BJ play, actually. Nice.
And there's the clutch.
This, some sparks should fly here for sure.
I think clutch is a decent counter to both Nyx and BJ. You know, BJ's dual wielding, you know, lightning gun, you pop your shield, it's not going to do anything. And then on top of that, you know, Nyx, you can see as they go ghost walk, you pop your shield, and you can see them that way too. And not to mention the huge differential in stacks and coming around the corner in those rocket fights, you just have a huge advantage.
Let's see how it plays out here. I mean, they've got Ranger Scalebearer up first. I mean, this is only the warm-up. We're going to have to see if they decide that, you know, maybe a different choice would be better. But like you said, Scalebearer certainly solid here on Corrupted Keep. There's a lot of places where, you know, his little choo-choo train ends up getting into a lot of, and out of a lot of nasty situations. And who knows, we might see another ring out.
And against a lighter lineup like this, the Nyx and even the Blaskowitz, you know, when he's on those champions, he needs to be really careful about eating a scale bearer charge, even at short distance. It's going to influence a fight.
All right, here we go. Watching Jeremy out of the gate here. He's making a grab of rocket launcher first up, and the more I see of this, the more I'm like, yeah, you really have to prioritize that almost more than, you know, anything else. I mean, of course, there's no rail. The LG is a little bit tougher to get to. It's a little bit easier to get to it, of course, if you're by the Mega already. If not, then yeah, rocket launcher is going to be your friend. Just nabbed that from in front of him. Like, I'm sure that that lavak has one by now. Yeah, but Jeremy's still got the stamina.
Definitely agree.
Yeah.
The rocket launcher, most important weapon on this map, in my view.
All All right, so Jeremy trying to play kind of coy here against the Scale Bearer. He's going to have to be really ready on the Ghost Walk here. It's going to be a little bit before... yeah. Just like that. Exactly like that. Yeah. And this is where you need to kind of spruce up your nail gun and machine gun damage because you don't have a rail to rely on in these long-range fights. Nice rocket coming out of
Great
Lavak.
shooting.
Yeah.
Good initial rocket, bounced him in the air, and then, you know, for those learning, look how, you know, just take a note on how Lavak really took his time and made sure he hit that follow-up.
Nice.
Oh, and a mid-air roadkill.
Just to punish him for trying to get the gauntlet on him out of the teleporter. That does leave that Scale Bearer down at 41 health. That health takes a long time to get back up, even with Mega in hand. But it's 5 seconds to it, and Lavak should be stacked up enough at least to maybe at least show up. Maybe, yeah. In fact, it's Jeremy who doesn't show up. That actually surprises me a little bit more. Because here for armor...
I really liked how he took his time with that second rocket. Didn't panic, you know, didn't get too excited. Popped him in the air. And just took his time with that follow-up shot. Recognized that if he hit him with a good one, it was a kill.
Hey.
Oh, beautiful.
When you have that Scale Bearer bearing down on you, you really need a good response there. But there's the first round on Corrupted Keep. Scale Bearer just doing work.
Yeah, Lavak looking very strong here. Very strong.
3, 2, 1. Round.
That Scale Bearer charge, it's devastating here.
Yeah.
He's gonna come right here again. Yeah. Just make sure that's good to make sure if you're watching Lavak's point of view, it's good to make sure because you can both spawn in that close proximity. You don't want them dropping on it, so you just charge in there a Scale Bearer.
Lavak seeing if Jeremy comes back into rocket launcher. Now he's going to be up by LG instead. Oh, thank you for that rocket pop. That puts Lavak exactly where he wanted to be, looking for that long-range damage on the nail gun. We only have rockets coming out of Jeremy so far, and again, if we don't see a lot of usage of the nail gun here, something's missing a little bit. But there's the setup for the charge down. It doesn't quite connect, but it does give Jeremy something to think about. But there's armor still taken away. It's going to be traded off.
That was a nice read, though, by Lavak. He made a little risk there, but...
Oh,
good rockets by Jeremy.
Yeah.
I think...
Yikes.
I was wondering if he was not going to get that. He had 3 health on Lavak, so...
You have to push that for sure. But yeah, Jeremy's rockets in both of these maps have been incredibly consistent. It's just that, A, here it's a little bit tougher to get one, and B, it's a little bit harder to get out of the situations where if it's not going your way, you're screwed. All right, Mega's up. Armor's taken by Lavak. Might be coming back in for Mega Room. He's at least going to hear it, and now Jeremy needs to find out where he's hiding from. Or poking out from, rather. He's not too sure about any of these sound cues here. So 15 seconds before Mega comes back up. Item timers are only about 4 seconds apart. Armor coming up first. Jeremy's going to see the nails coming out of Lavak. And this might be a clean trade. I mean, this is fine because the more time Galena is on the map, the more totems you're going to see. And that's actually going to be a big problem for a Nyx.
Yeah, I could run around one of these corners the wrong way. That's for sure. Or even catching her out of one of those portals. She hasn't gone through the LG portal yet.
Really?
So
Okay.
Jeremy looks through that. Yeah, there's one up there. So.
Well, fortunately for Jeremy, he's not doing too much running around here. He's going to go for the Ghost Walk before moving into Mega. It's a little bit early, so it's going to be a fight that's going to be difficult to extract from. Well, it's actually going to be Lavak deciding to extract. He was like, all right, this is not worth it. More time equals more totems. It's so... it makes your skin crawl when you see somebody go up a jump pad backwards like that with that potential. All right, nice little boost up there. Yep. Jeremy going, nope, not today. And if he can get in on these rockets, you know that he can make some really consistent hits. Oh, he didn't grab the armor. He didn't give away his position, so he's got at least the opportunity for some free rocket damage here. Oof, and such a good thing that he avoided that totem by way of the Ghost Walk. Alright, so only 2 minutes left here, and Lavak needs to make something happen. Jeremy getting that first frag, incredibly fortuitous for him. He's still doing enough damage to keep Lavak off his back, but he's going to need to maintain that for quite some time to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, I was about to say Lavak's he's in decent shape, even though he's down one right now. He's all right. I mean, He's got control of the map.
This could be it. Yeah, the LG close range, and the rockets were just going way too wide. So that'll be BJ now. And so he's got to be really careful. There's the immediate LG.
Oh.
There's the totem, and that's a ton of damage with the follow-up on the rocket. And that Blazkowicz is no more.
Nice use of the totem there to slow down that rush and get that rocket in. So lavak is really good, and jrmy just kind of rushing there to finish.
There it is.
Good job by lavak.
Yeah. So this will be match and round point for, or rather, set point for lavak. And yeah, I'm seeing a lot of this from our chat last week when he was in King of the Hill, and tonight, of course, coming in from another another shooter community. Always a little bit of a he has something to prove for sure. But as you can see, he's doing a damn fine job proving it.
Oh, he's playing very well, very well. I'm curious, like I said, as these guys move up the brackets, I just like to see all these matches and how they adjust to everybody's different play styles.
Yeah.
It looks like lavak's going to move on here based on how he's playing right now. It'd be a major turnaround.
Yeah, this could be a second frag here in the first minute, but he's certainly, yep, there we go. And he's still got over 100 health as that scale bearer. Mega's going to be up. Armor's not going to be too far behind it. This should be a Mega going over to Ranger from jrmy. But that Ranger is his last play. The LG is really great LG, but the stack that scale bearer had is going to make fairly short work of jrmy, and lavak will indeed be moving forward into the top 8.
Nicely played. Good charge up there. Good rockets. Game. I mean, just put him in. Yeah, just overall, just well played. And good job to jrmy too. It was a good attempt. But he just got outplayed. Outplayed a little bit there. And even there at the end, a poor choice.